promised once. He's only promised literally just once that he was going to do something for our country, and that was leaving the EU. He fought many years fighting the establishment that we was going to leave the EU. Even when all the crap was hitting the fan and he had to go back into the EU Parliament, he made sure that his party was the number one party in the EU Parliament. He tore them to absolute shreds.
We want change. Goodbye to the same old games.
I know that he is a bit of a legend in America when it comes to the whole Trump situation, but to me, he was the perfect vehicle to get us out of the European Union, not Europe. We were unable to get out of Europe. Anyone tells me that we've got out of Europe is silly. We're in Europe. We're just getting out. We got out of the EU, but let's not go into that situation. However, this is how this man, this successful man, has become a very well-known person in Britain and also throughout the world. We had UKIP, and then he had the Brexit Party when we were still part of the EU, and he had a massive following in the Parliament and also had some massive votes, which made him the number one party in the European Parliament at that time. We then come out of the EU. He then come back in. He wanted to retire for a while and then realised that the institution, the Parliament, and many other people were still trying to go after him in reference to trying to debank him and many other things, which I'll do another video on later on. Now that he is now part of Reform, and Reform is about reforming our country and changing the way things are, he promised us in the last general election that, yes, he will only get around 3, 4, maybe 5 million votes, which won't get him to be the PM of the country, but he is going to send a big shockwave throughout Parliament, throughout the country, and then he will become PM in the next, say, 4 to 5 years. And he's on his way, ladies and gentlemen. He's on his way big time. He has now surpassed the Conservatives in reference to their membership, and the membership of the Conservatives and the leader of the Conservatives, Kemi, does not like it one bit.
MP. Nigel, thank you very much for joining us this morning, and congratulations, you have overtaken the Tory party, or have you?
Well, I mean, the idea that the leader of His Majesty's Loyal Opposition is accusing me of fraud is absolutely disgusting. She may be used to being in a party that lies to the British public. We are not. We put that digital tracker up a few days ago, showing every single person that goes online, gives us their postcode and pays us £25. Even since we went through that number yesterday morning, the numbers are rocketing. We're another 5,000 or 6,000 higher than we were. We went past the Conservative Party, and I know that Kemi Badenoch is well known for her aggression and for lashing out, but to accuse me of not understanding the digital age when I've got 5.5 million followers on social media and she's got fewer than 1/3 of a million, frankly, was a bit rich.
So the Conservative Party is at 131,680 members. The Reform Party are now on 137,621 members, which means they've now become the second largest party, not government as it were, party in the UK. They've overtaken the Conservatives, the opposition. It does not mean that they're going to be taking over the opposition just yet, and hopefully they'll be taking over Parliament in the next 4 years. However, it has pissed off the likes of the Conservatives. I'm sure the likes of Labour are starting to crap themselves as well. This man is doing what he promised, like he always does. He is one of the most successful politicians of this century, this man. He went pretty much single-handed against the establishment to get us out of the EU, and he done it. He promised he was going to do it. He fought tooth and nail to make sure we done it, and now he's promised again, and this is the only time he's ever promised, that he will become PM in the next 4 or 5 years. And this is just the start of something fantastic.
I'm sorry, but the truth is there is a massive, as Cameron hinted a moment ago, the truth is there is a very big shift that is going on in British politics.
So, Nigel, what do you say to Kemi's allegation that it's a fake because of the back of the website, the coding on the back of the website or something has been ticking up the members artificially?
Well, she calls herself an engineer. Let me tell you, she's not even in the same league as our chairman, Zia Youssef, who has made vast amounts of money on tech and through digital media. And we have had our work confirmed by several independent sources overnight. If the Conservative Party want us to call in one of the big four auditors to check the validity of our numbers against the ballot papers that were sent out in the leadership contest, thousands of which went to lapsed Conservative members and those that had resigned earlier this year, I think if the truth came out, she'd be very, very embarrassed indeed. You know, I don't mind all sorts of comments being made about me, but to be accused by her of being a fraudster, I'm sorry, I am not going to let this rest.
OK.